What is rat drifting, and where does the name harken from?
Well, I mean, rat drifting as a title was initially a piano piece I wrote for Eva Goyen in the 90s. Then I started a series of music at the old Array space, which was not a performance space like this. It was more of a real rehearsal space, but it was big enough that you could have concerts, and it was basically, the series was for improvised music, post-rock music, but stuff that experimental music that kind of, like we've been talking about, kind of falls between genres, but really do-it-yourself stuff. Stephen Parkinson was a huge feature in those early rat drifting concerts, and then Eric Chenot and I started a CD label that lasted a few years to collect this music that was called Rat Drifting. It just seemed to be a title that kind of had legs in terms of people noticing it. So where the title came from, though, it was me riffing on a term called rat running. Okay. And rat running is where you use side streets to try and get to someplace faster. Like if you're in rush hour, you try and get off of the main drags that are congested and try and use, strange little byways to try and get to where you're going faster because it's congested. So it has to do with getting off the beaten track. I mean, there's all of those nice things in terms of thinking about speculative art making, that you're off the beaten track, you're kind of meandering in a way to try and go someplace. I mean, in that case, though, you're running because you're actually trying to get someplace, and that's what we're not at all interested in, though. So that's how it went from rat running to rat drifting. And I mean, just on its face, you think of drifting as drifting through spaces, but it also, for me, harkened back to the Situationist International's idea of the dérive, which is French for drift, but they had this whole idea of trying to get people to just drift through spaces where, instead of trying to follow goals, follow tastes, follow predilections and presuppositions of what you want to be doing, you just allow yourself to drift through a city, and it becomes something where it almost leads you, as opposed to you thinking that you're using it. You want to go there, and you're going to go this route. So definitely the music I celebrate has that quality to it, where you're asked to enter it as a listener and drift through it.